That's great shit.
I love the Guy T crowd.
Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
Time to get sleazy.
Indeed it is. All right, welcome back for another episode of the Sleazy Podcast. I am your host, Sleazy, and this is episode 162. For those of you that are coming back, joining for the first time, welcome. I am joined by Mr. PBS.
Howdy.
He's got the captain's hat on tonight.
Apparently.
And Robzilla, as always.
What's up?
And we've got two very special guests tonight. We've got Papa Flynn.
Good evening.
Or J-Bone, whichever you prefer to call him. You want to come say hi? My nephew is actually here watching the show, but he's being shy. Do you want to come say hi?
Don't worry, we don't need ID.
Come wait. You just come wait for the camera.
Just come like right here where my hand's at.
Yeah. There you go. See yourself?
There you go.
Hello.
All right. Thanks, buddy. He's so interested in seeing how all this works and how everything goes down. So he's on the couch chilling, watching everything.
Like if these four turds can do it, anybody can.
Yeah. He's going to be a YouTube superstar one day. Today is all he's been telling me about is how he's going to buy a yacht that's going to have a living room, a couple bedrooms, a bathroom. Like he's modeling his entire life off after Mr. Beast.
Mr. Bezos.
Yeah.
Mr. Bezos.
He wants to be like Mr. Beast, but it sounds like he wants to be like Mr. Bezos. Exactly.
He's going to make you his producer.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. A paying gig. You know, I just told him to remember me if he ever gets that kind of money.
That's all I ask, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So this episode, we are going to talk about SAG and current strike events.
And Bob Iger and...
Then we've got crazy news. Let's see here. We are going to talk about the latest season of The Bear. Then we're going to talk about Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning.
Part one.
Tom
Cruise. Tom.
Exactly.
Tom.
Saving the motherfucking movies one movie at a time.
He lets you know it, too, in the beginning.
Yeah. He's like, thank you for coming to the big screen and continuing to support me in my riches.
That would have been good if you're like, thank you.
peasants.
You're helping save the movies.
Yeah. And then we might go on to, what's that last one, Mr. PBS?
We've got Variety's list of the 50 greatest action movies of all time. It showed up on Twitter or something today. I didn't look at them, so I don't even know what's on them.
I wonder if Tom Cruise has a couple on
Some
That's got to be on there.
Some movie people I follow on Twitter are saying it's not very good, particularly. So I kind of want to check on it.
Oh, this list?
The list?
Okay.
Yeah. They're giving it the pfft.
Fucking Commando better be on that list.
So I'm curious to see what's on there.
Yeah.
We'll do that if we get to that one.
Yeah.
So, we went and saw Mission Impossible 7 last night, and I don't know if it's just me and these things are just happening to me.
It is.
But so these are reserve seats you go in, and we're running a tad bit late, but, nothing unusual. We're walking in as the previews have started.
We're walking in like right on time.
Yeah. And we have the very top row, very last seats on as soon as you come in. Or very first seats, I guess you could say. Okay, so we go in. I'm like, hey, I'll take the end seat just, because I don't know if anybody else likes it. And I actually do like the end seat for whatever reason. We go in, and there's this middle-aged man in this tie-dye Pittsburgh Steelers shirt and some weird fucking, I don't know what it was, like bicycle hat or some shit. And he's got a tablet, some paperwork, and he's got a flashlight that he's holding in his mouth, like looking at his paperwork and his tablet, and he's charging his tablet to the wall. And I'm like, dude, you're in my seat. He doesn't even say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I'll get up. He just gets up and kind of bumps into me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Fucking savage.
And
you know who he reminded me of? You always talk about like the people at conventions who don't get out much and they kind of
that's it.
And they don't really.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
It was a shining example of him. But even when he moved out of my seat, he didn't fucking leave. He sat down in the corner right next to the seat.
Like in between you and the railing.
Yeah. And he was like, he had some program up with like movies or something, I think, on his tablet. And he's holding that little flashlight in his mouth like he's fucking Tom Cruise or something. and he's like going over stuff and trying to charge his tablet. It's like, dude, fucking leave the theater and go charge that shit outside.
He's looking over schematics.
My question is,
was he planning to like rob the theater or something? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it was Tom Cruise in disguise, checking all the lights and the sound and all that.
Make sure nobody's using the cell phone in his movies.
Like nowhere we screw with Tom Cruise's money.
My question is, like, did he watch the previous showing? Did he have like 2.5 hours to just charge his tablet then, and he didn't do it? Like, what was going on?
I think he was in that movie, and maybe he just went down the line and sat down and was charging his tablet. But my thing is, why can't you just go in the hallway and do that?
It would have been awesome if he ripped off his mask and it was Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I'd be like, God damn, this mask really exists.
Well, it's Tom Cruise. I own that shit. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be like, don't you take your crazy ass somewhere else and ruin somebody else's movie experience, Tom.
You don't talk to Tom Cruise that way.
I would. I'd be like, you can't pull this shit at the beginning of the movie. But luckily, as soon as, like, right before the movie started, the last, like, trailer, he got up and left. So I think he was just trying to get enough juice to get him home on this tablet. I don't fucking know. It was weird. But
it was different.
Well, because I thought that was someone else's seat. And then Sleazy standing there looking, he's like, it's kind of my seat.
I knew we had the first four there pretty close. I'm like, what's this dude?
Yeah.
Did he just like try to sneak in to sit through, or did he not like his seat?
You know, I could have totally went, because the seats next to us were open.
Yeah.
I even looked at that before we went in. And I could have totally just walked down there and sat, but I paid for that fucking seat, and I wanted the end seat. So get out of my fucking seat and get the fuck out of the theater.
Yeah, that would have been, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, he looked weird too.
You should have done like the Forrest Gump. Seats taken.
He kind of looked like High Pitch Eric off of Howard Stern. Yeah, like just weird looking, like big giant eyeballs and
I didn't see. I just saw the side. I couldn't tell.
It was like, and I wasn't about to say, like, if he would have still been there in the movie, I would have just said, hey, dude, you need to fucking go. I can't have your fucking Mission Impossible flashlight out of the corner of my eye, you know? But it was weird. I don't know what the fuck he was. Like, was he a movie reviewer or something? But
that's what you said before.
But he couldn't even be fucking cool and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Just let me get my things and move. You know, he just fucking got up and casually, like, broke past me into that corner and sat down Indian style like a fucking bum.
Yeah, that was like the weird thing wasn't that he was sitting in your seat. It was the fact that after he got up and he sat down on
watching
the floor
him back into that little corner. It was like, what's this dude doing?
Because I had no idea he was there. I went and threw some trash away, and then he was. I saw him sitting there. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was beyond the strangest thing. So how's everybody's weeks going? The past couple weeks.
It's just another week, man.
Still recovering from Sleazy Palooza?
Yes, Sleazy Palooza was fun. Had a couple of friends over last Saturday, and we celebrated the birth of yours truly. You know, I'm not on my 29th birthday like Papa Flynn. I am 38 this year. So, but old. You guys all came out, and we had some drinks. Some other people came out that I was very surprised. I got to give a shout out to Drew. He's listened to the show since its birth of the show. So he's been a fan since day one, and he came out, and we had some drinks. We had fun. We grilled some burgers, some hot dogs. It was a good time.
He brought you some nice rum?
Yeah, he brought me some nice rum. So thank you, Drew, if you're listening. Thank you for the rum. I still haven't cracked it open.
A1 from day one.
Yep, A1 from day one, baby. And then we had a couple competitive games of euchre.
Yes.
Which it's kind of weird because I got us euchred in the first game. And Matt came out too and Matt's listened since day one too. So, but Matt was my partner against you guys.
Yep.
And I got us euchred the first game. Then the last game later on in the night,
the damn loner,
walk off loner to win, baby. Happy fucking birthday, right?
Motherfuckers trying to take the deals and shit. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I tried to take the deals, and then John ended up taking our deal. So.
Matt's like, oh, it's my deal. Pass over the cards.
It was a good time. We'll just say that. But so I think we should get into crazy news. Should we?
Sure. Are we doing our SAG current events real quick?
Oh yeah. Which
is kind of crazy too.
Yeah. So the writers have been on strike
for months now.
Yeah, a couple months.
A couple months now. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. PBS. You let it rip, dude, because you're more in tune with this probably than what I am.
Well, it's kind of just a couple of things going on all at once. Now, the Directors Guild already, I think, signed a new contract or whatever during the writer's strike. And the writers were kind of hoping they'd go out too. But, directors are a little different. There's it's the single individual kind of stuff. So it's been they've been wondering if the actors were going to go on and do it too, and they went on strike yesterday on Friday or Thursday. Yeah, today's Friday. So they're out on strike. The writers are out on strike. Bob Iger, the head of Disney.
I saw this asshole starting to run his man pleaser trap, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
Coaster.
I was trying to think of some undignifying thing to say, but I don't want to get into all that.
Well, he's I think we talked about it on the show. He's the CEO that came back after whatever his name was. They kind of kicked him out.
Yeah.
And they said, we want Bob back. We're not making enough money. But Iger has said a couple things in the last few days. And there was also a story that got leaked, maybe anonymously, that said like we're gonna wait out the writers. We're gonna wait till they lose their homes and starve and everything. And then somebody had to come out with a correction, like, oh, we didn't say that. We don't know who said that. We certainly don't mean that or anything. We don't want these people to starve or lose their homes.
Yeah, we don't want that at all. We just want them to suffer enough to where they have to come back.
Right. There was a pretty big backlash against that. And then Bob Iger came out and said something about, they just don't understand. We just don't have the money to pay them. Billionaire Bob Iger at his billionaire retreat.
Their demands are unrealistic. The guy that makes $45 million a year is telling people the little things they want to survive are unrealistic. Like, maybe you're the problem, Maybe you're the guy hoarding most of the money that you could sprinkle just a little bit of those dollars to these people.
Right.
But
Ain't
absolutely.
Pretty sure that's the problem with like the whole world.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the key to the
You got those guilds on strike. You got the UPS might be going on strike.
This is
Everybody's going on strike. Let's do it.
This is a big year for labor, man. And I really hope I hope the actors and the writers, take it to them. And I hope UPS takes it to the Teamsters take it to UPS.
Right. Well, the thing is, part of this, one thing that came out is that apparently studios want to like scan extras.
Yeah.
And like keep them and use them kind of without their permission
over
at later
and
times,
over and over again for the rest of eternity
without paying them.
Fucking stream.
And they own the rights to these people's likeness, and they were they want that. That's a big fucking no.
Right, for one day's work.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Check out Black Mirror, the first episode of the new season.
Right,
so
that's very
it's very accurate.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was sort of that, and there was I forget what was the other thing that came out from there, but then at the same time, Bob Iger was talking about they're cutting back on Marvel and Star Wars movies. He says they're making too many of them; they're just not making enough money.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's right about that.
He's probably right about that.
He's saying we're spending too much money to make too many, and we're not making enough money back. So that'll be something to see if they cut back on.
Do you know the challenges that our industry's endured the past couple of years? We're losing money.
Well,
left and right.
Part of the thing is, on TV you had residuals. So if you had a popular TV show that got picked up for reruns and stuff, they were getting paid. But now with all this streaming stuff, and we talk about it all the time, something might be the highest streamed show or movie, but we don't have the numbers because they don't release the numbers. So nobody really knows. Yeah. So how do the actors get paid? Shouldn't an actor get paid more if some 5 or 10-year-old show suddenly becomes like a streaming sensation? And they don't have to do that because they don't have to release any numbers or anything like that. So it'll be curious to see where it goes from here.
And I heard
no new movies or TV shows for a while.
Well, I did hear something too that they want to scan them, but then pay them for like one day's work, and that's it, and that they don't get like.
That's exactly what we just said like 2 minutes ago.
Thank you for listening to the podcast.
I don't know if you were just like out of tune on that part, but
yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be like some sort of like royalties, the way to go. Like when you sell it to a like a streamer,
residuals. Yeah,
then you have it'll be because like when we were syndication, like that was all measured, but now without that.
Yeah, they're just going to have to be a lot more open with their streaming numbers.
Well, it just really needs a modern day update.
Yeah.
Because we're not going back to TV like it was.
No.
Streaming's around, whether good, bad, or otherwise.
And
exactly.
I believe you said too, HBO doesn't share their numbers.
I don't think a lot of them.
I don't think any of them really do.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
They might tell you their numbers, but you can't.
Okay.
They'll tell you like this was the most streamed premiere, or this was the most streamed season, or most streamed
hours
finale.
watched.
Yeah,
they won't tell you how many people are actually tuning into it.
Which I don't know if I understand that. Like what do you have to lose by not or by giving your numbers. Like it seems.
Yeah,
Well, you might have to pay people more for one thing.
Well, that's I guess if that's the reason behind it. I guess whatever. But
people that are investing in the company, once they hear a number, they want it to go up, or so I guess it's just a good practice not to say it. But I think eventually they're going to have to be transparent about it. When we talk about
that's the key, transparency, because they're saying, "Oh, we don't have enough money to pay you what you want," but it's like, okay, well, prove it then.
Yeah. Well, how is Bob Iger still making this much money? So. And I think that's where, these people are striking, between the writers and the actors. And then, even with UPS, they're like, you're saying you can't pay us, but you're making billions of dollars of profit every year. And this is money that you're walking away with scotch-free.
Yeah, one of their main strike items is air conditioning in their trucks.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have air conditioning in their trucks.
I saw where a part-time package handler died from heat exhaustion the other day.
Right. Trying
to get his route done. And all the UPS guys really aren't even asking for a whole lot more money other than the part-time drivers. They want
the actual UPS drivers make pretty good money.
Yeah, $42 an hour or something.
So they're kind of talking about like conditions and money for part-time.
If you're a part-time driver, you only make 17, and they want the part-time drivers paid as much as them.
Right. And they took money away from the part-time drivers, I think, after COVID.
Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy, man. It's so much greed in this country, in the world.
Well, we've been talking about it in our movie discussions where, Indy just came out, and now we'll talk about Mission Impossible here in a little bit, almost $300 million movies.
Yeah.
And granted, they had to deal with stuff like COVID delays, but, where's all that money going?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, he's getting a couple million, whatever, 50 million maybe. And so still a lot to go around. So where's all the money?
I read something somewhere that those numbers are way inflated as far as, the budget goes. Mm-hmm. Because they'll go and film somewhere and they'll get this gigantic fucking
tax break.
Yep. So that'll cut $60 million off of the total, and then it just goes all the way around wherever they go to film.
And where'd that money go? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's money out there.
I think it's them making too much of a big deal about them saying it's going to bust or whatever.
Right.
So it's really not as bad as they think. I think they still come close to breaking even when it looks like it's a bust.
Yeah, I just watched on the news the other day. They were talking about the in Cincinnati is becoming an attractive place to make movies because all the tax stuff they're giving their benefits for that. So
I wish they'd have some tax incentives here because I'd be running out. Let me be the guy that gets blown up.
Yeah.
At the summer movie series I go to a couple years ago, they had a lady who used to be the president of the Columbus Film Commission or something, because some of Shawshank was shot around Columbus. And I think it was actually all the way Bob Taft. I remember if it was Bob Taft or Kasich, but they got rid of the tax breaks. That's why more movies don't shoot here.
I gotta think it's John Kasich.
It could. I don't remember how long ago, but it was somewhere around there.
That asshole.
So they got rid of the tax breaks. That's why more movies don't come around here.
But that's at the state level, though, isn't it? Like the local government would be controlling it, because Cincinnati's still in Ohio.
Right.
So the governor.
Well, I mean, the state can offer, because a lot of places shoot in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's way out of my league. I'm not going to try to act like I know anything about it. I just know that they get tax breaks, and it's for some people it's a lot. I know a lot of stuff shoots in Canada, so
which is strange. That's a very highly taxed area.
They must get. It must be an incentive for them to go there and create.
Well,
business.
I think because there's always been talk about Canadian lottery board or whatever that helps allocate money to films and all that. But if you have Canadians in your film, you get tax breaks and all that kind of stuff too. So you have to have so many Canadians working in it or whatever. So
That's
I guess the benefit of using their labor and stuff. Yeah.
All right. So are we moving on to crazy news?
I think we're good to go.
All right. All right, here we go.
Forgot what I was going to say at the end of that too. John Cusack put out a tweet today, and he was talking about creative accounting. His movie "Say Anything," the famous one where he's holding the boombox up. He said he took some points on the back end of that, and he says he gets a statement every few years that says the movie's $44 million in debt. So,
wow.
So who knows where the money goes? First article here up from The Guardian. Now I have to tell you, I saw this one, and my first reaction was like, "Damn it, Americans! Damn stupid Americans!" So I was very happy to when it turned out the headline here is "Tourist from England accused of carving name in Colosseum says he did not realize its age." Ivan Dimitritov from Bristol apologizes to Rome Mirror and says he was embarrassed to learn of amphitheater's antiquity.
Wow. Come on, dude.
A tourist from England accused of defacing the Colosseum has said that he was not aware of the age of the ancient monument. Ian Dimitritov, a 27-year-old fitness instructor living in Bristol. I don't know if that tells you anything about fitness instructors, but I don't know any, so I don't want to denigrate. Wrote a letter of apology to the Rome mayor Roberto Galtieri after allegedly engraving his and his girlfriend's name into an internal wall of the 2,000-year-old landmark with a key. In the letter, he wrote, Dimitrov, who was traced by Italian police to England after a 5-day search, wrote that only now did he realize the seriousness of the deed he committed. Through these lines, I would like to address my heartfelt and honest apologies to the Italians and to the whole world for the damage caused to an asset which, in fact, is the heritage of all humanity. Was this written by AI? He added in the letter published in Il Messaggero on Wednesday. Dimitrov, who faces a hefty fine and possible prison term, praised those who, quote, guard the inestimable historical and artistic value of the Colosseum with dedication, care, and sacrifice, before adding, it is with deep embarrassment that only after what regrettably happened did I learn of the antiquity of the monument. The Roman amphitheater, completed under the Emperor Titus in AD 80, is where gladiators would fight against each other and wild animals in vicious combat viewed by thousands of spectators. Dimitrov, wearing a blue flowery shirt, was allegedly filmed by an onlooker scratching Ivan plus Haley 23 into the wall of the monument. The video of the scene, titled "Asshole Tourist Carves Name in Colosseum in Rome," was uploaded onto YouTube before being widely shared across social media, alerting police to the incident and prompting widespread condemnation. Dimitrov is being investigated for damaging a cultural heritage asset and, if convicted, faces a fine of between 2,500 and 15,000 euros, as well as a prison sentence of 2 to 5 years. His girlfriend, Haley, is not under investigation, although she could be considered an accessory, in Italian media reported. Dimitrov's lawyer, Alexandra Maria Torelli, told Il Messaggero, the boy is the prototype of the foreigner who frivolously believes that anything is allowed in Italy. Even the type of act which is in their own countries would be severely punished.
Wow. Sounds pretty intense, you know.
I'm very sorry for that thing I did.
What a crime of passion. And you know what? That girlfriend is probably cheating on him and doing something else behind his back.
She's probably in love with him because he's a rebel.
I wonder, are they going to scratch that out of the Colosseum?
I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know if you could fill that in.
Fill it in.
Yeah.
I would think
Some filler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
There's no way he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, you're there.
Oh, this is the
There's a reason why
Colosseum.
you're in Rome.
He knew.
You know what that building is. It's like, oh, what is this? That's some random wall.
I'm pretty sure if you just saw just pictures of it, not even a caption,
You
know
think
what the fuck it is.
old Russell Crowe Maximus was fighting in the Colosseum thousands of years ago, thinking one day Ivan and Haley will be here.
If only PBS.
Not that you would know about it.
Yeah, if only
Not that I
PBS
would
knew
know.
anything about that.
He spilled blood in their name.
Hot Sauce is going to be so pissed when he listens back to this and he's like, he made a Gladiator reference.
Yeah.
He's never watched Gladiator. What the fuck is wrong with him?
I was
never
upset.
watched it.
I was upset. I could tell. I don't think Hot Sauce's mind has been elsewhere lately, because I shared the Napoleon trailer in the group chat, and I said, you know how much I love Ridley Scott epics starring Joaquin Phoenix, and he didn't say nothing.
Wow.
Usually it's a
I
response.
thought for sure he'd be like, fuck you.
He must have not seen it.
He probably did.
Yeah, it's probably just in the mix somewhere. Wow, that's just crazy. So, I mean, crazy news is pretty bare this week. So,
Thank God.
I came across this one.
Good job, humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win for humanity
Fantastic.
this week. You know, like I said, I
Until we get to this next one.
right. Initially, I saw the video of that guy carving his name on like TikTok or something, and like I said, my first thought was stupid Americans.
Motherfucker.
So it fills me with patriotism to know that this was not an American.
Hey, whatever, you know?
Score one for the U.S. of A.
We lost our audience.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see he went back upstairs. We like a mouse. We didn't even hear him.
Good job.
Yep.
Now, you shared this one, and at first I could have sworn we've talked about this one.
I don't think so.
Maybe that just shows how many human remains stories we do.
Yeah. Well, and I even checked the date on this. I was like, I hope I'm not sharing something that we've already talked about, and it's just got an update. And
that was the first thing I looked at. I looked at the date. I'm like, have we talked about this?
I don't think so.
Let's get into this one. I wonder if this is tangentially related to one of the articles we talked about recently.
Looks like a nice home, though, doesn't it?
Nice little ranch house.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? FBI raid uncovers 40 human skulls, bone furniture in Kentucky apartment. From CNN here, July 13th. Mount Washington, Kentucky. An FBI raid uncovered human remains in a Kentucky apartment Tuesday. While executing a search warrant, officers found dozens of human bones in an apartment in Mount Washington, Kentucky, including 40 skulls.
That's like Jeffrey Dahmer shit, like way past Dahmer.
Like Ed Gein, women skin lamps and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was the one dude that had all the boys, teenage guys down in his...
Oh, was that Gacy?
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy.
The clown had him under his floorboards.
Yeah. They said that place stunk to high hell.
Some of the bones were set up like furniture, and one of the skulls had a scarf tied around it. Very, very stylish. 39-year-old James William Knotts, all three names, was taken into custody. He was accused of participating in a ring of purchasing and selling stolen human remains, some of which were tied back to the Harvard medical scandal. And I think that's what we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Harvard and the
Boy,
Etsy shop or whatever.
They're just finding all kinds of people out of that deal.
And that when I got to that's when I'm like, okay, this is what we talked about. So this is tangential to that one. Agents said they also found a Harvard medical bag in Knott's residence, along with multiple firearms, inert grenades, and plates for body armor, according to KTVB. An AK-47 was discovered by Knott's bedside. What's he going to do? Shoot all the corpses come back after him?
Yeah.
When asked if anyone was inside the apartment, Knotts reportedly told the officer, "A bunch of my dead friends."
Wow.
That's just my interpretation of his accent.
That's probably fair.
According to WKLY, if Knotts is convicted, he faces up to 10 years in prison.
Wow. I mean...
So watch your skull collection.
That's a lot of skulls.
Right.
And the reaction to getting caught is something else, too. Like, just a bunch of my dead friends.
It's a great line, though.
Just a bunch of my dead friends.
And I thought you start want to question. Like,
I just imagine that maybe there was a Michelob Ultra involved in this, and just sitting back in a recliner smoking a Marlboro Red, just a bunch of my dead friends,
just hanging out.
How about that, buddy?
It's a new commercial for you.
Yeah. Oh man. What does he need all that ammunition? Was he into some serious business with this Harvard medical deal? I mean, what was? This dude must have been a serious roller or something.
Here's from another article. One skull was located on the mattress where Knott slept.
Yeah,
that's protecting his family.
Yeah, that's some weird stuff, man.
This brought fear to neighbors. Quote, "He just lived over here, so I'm shocked and nervous now that something like that could be going on," neighbor Carolyn Bronham said. The FBI began investigating Knott after it was discovered he had chatted with Jeremy Pauley, a man from Pennsylvania who was also being investigated for his role in a nationwide scheme to purchase and sell stolen human remains.
Wow.
See,
is this a lucrative business, selling human remains? I mean,
it sounds like that's the business right now.
This is the second big news story out of this. So I don't know. Maybe we need to quit our jobs and get into this business.
Apparently, it's maybe one of the top. Besides influencer, is selling remains. Apparently,
you think?
Oh yeah. It sounds like it from this.
Maybe they have like a dark web Instagram that they post pictures of stuff they have.
Anything that's forbidden, there's a market.
There's always something for something.
And you can't buy it at the store.
Yeah. I wonder if his favorite movie is The Voices with Ryan Reynolds.
That does sound like some Voices stuff.
Yeah.
And some Dahmer stuff. And do you think they're going to have the people that did Dahmer are going to pencil this in for their third season of True Crime?
Do you think like the head of Netflix creative was like watching this interview article, and as soon as he said "just my dead friends," he's like picking up the phone. Like, you got to get on this now. Start writing it.
Start writing.
Sir, there's a writer's strike. I don't care. Start right now.
Well, start fucking working while you're on the picket line.
Yeah.
We'll pay you when you get back.
Right. Draft that shit up.
I mean, dude,
we can kind of add this to crazy news. A friend of mine shared it today. Let me find it real quick. But in some real world news, the what's the guy's name? Yevgeny Prigozhin, the guy who turned on Putin and attacked Russia for a couple of days. Head of the Wagner, whatever it was called. Well, he's dead.
Oh, imagine that. I wonder how that happened.
Oh yeah, after Putin was like, yeah, you can go back to your was it Belarus or wherever he was living. Like,
so do you think he he fell off his balcony on accident or something like that,
or like pushed?
I'm sure there's a story.
Yeah.
It says from the Independent, it says Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin dead or in prison after Putin meeting. Former U.S. commander claims. Kremlin claims warlord Prigozhin met with president after failed rebellion, but Robert Adams, a retired U.S. general, is doubtful we'll ever see proof of talks. Probably never see him again.
No.
So, my friends sent me that, and I just sent like the William Shatner like covering his mouth like what? shocked face.
Yeah, if you do anything against Putin, you're not going to make it very long. No. And what he did was pretty bad. So, in the eyes of Putin,
our friend Dave, he shared that video a couple years ago of Putin went to I don't remember if it was like a mine or something with some big company that was kind of essential to keep things running, and he's sitting at the head of the table at this guy's company.
Yeah,
and he's got them like all around the table.
Yeah,
and I forget what he says, but he basically says like, "You're going to come up here." Maybe the workers were on strike.
Yeah, the workers were on strike,
and
he
they
says,
didn't want to pay him. You're going to come up here and you're going to sign this contract.
And
like the guy has to walk up to Putin. And Putin hands him a pen and signs it, and the guy starts to walk away like, "Give me my pen back."
Yeah,
and he gives it back quick too.
It's a great little clip of that documentary or whatever. Yeah. I remember watching that.
Yeah,
Putin's a gangster, man. Yeah,
Putin's the real deal. He's not.
He is not playing, and if you cross him, you're gone.
Yeah.
So look at all those reporters that they have died over the years, just trying to do stuff. But man, it's half the people over there want that, half the other people don't. It's a torn country. But okay, so are we done with crazy news? Can we move on?
I think that's enough crazy for the week.
Yeah, not a whole lot of crazy.
That's fine.
So we're gonna move on to season 2 of The Bear on Hulu. The Bear.
Great show
with Jeremy Allen White and how do I say her name? Ayo Edaberry. Sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Sounds like something Robzilla should be on.
I can't answer either. I mean, I'm looking at it.
I'm looking
at it.
Yeah,
I don't want to butcher it, but
but he's going to anyway.
Sydney.
Yeah, she plays Sydney though. She's a great actress, man. I've seen her in a couple of things, and she's really good.
She's in the first episode of Black Mirror for like 2 minutes.
Edaberry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Edaberry is it Ayo?
Yeah, Ayo.
Ayo. John, you're the one that always critiques me when I say something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know though.
I ain't got nothing this time.
Like Freddie Mercury said, "Ayo,
ayo."
Freddie Mercury.
Ayo. You want to give an AO to the mic real quick? No, don't be shy. You wanted to sit down here.
You're talking away earlier.
Yeah.
Talk on the mic, son.
This guy was asking all kinds of questions while we were getting ready, and I'm like, is he still asking questions? And you guys were like, yeah. I love him.
Talking over there?
He's a little sponge. He soaks everything up and learns. So, yeah, since you're the guest of honor, J-Bone, what did you think of season 2? Did you like it better than season 1? I mean...
yeah, I think I did. From start to finish, just this show, it's really it's one of the very first shows I think that, well, I don't know how many cooking shows are out there or whatever, but like
cooking dramas.
Yeah, and it really, if you've worked in a kitchen before, like it really
sure haven't.
It really It's the best show that kind of replicates
captures the essence of being in a kitchen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things it does the best. Like it's a great show. It's there's great writing in the show and there's great acting, but like the stuff that like sometimes like shows like this or movies like this, it's kind of like an afterthought. It's more about the the acting and this other stuff. But like the stuff that's in this it's really remarkable how much it's like that, especially the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Are amazing. I think the last episode they just crushed it. Like I think it was so good.
Yeah, that last episode was really good.
Yeah.
But so it's funny. I don't know if I actually like it better than I like the first season. But man, I tell you what, that one fucking episode with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Dude, no, it was not fantastic.
I thought it was.
It stressed me so fucking much. I had to turn it off. And
Well, I think that's one of the things. I think it was so good because it's like it was crazy to see like that's kind of how how
I
that
just
is.
didn't need to see it. I could have done without that. It was just too much for me. And
Yeah.
I was like, all this screaming and yelling and chaos. I don't want to see that.
Well, I feel that's a great backstory when you watch the show and you see.
I can tell that
how
he has
he-
a stressful family just from the
Yeah.
interaction with him and his cousin.
Yeah.
And his sister. I don't need any more craziness.
Cousin.
Cousin. Yo, cousin. Yes, chef. Yeah. So have you called anybody chef since
No.
watching the show? I come into your house sometimes and I'm like, yo, cousin.
Yeah, your cousin.
Yes, chef.
Yeah, it's man the scene when he's like locked in the freezer, that was
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, would he survive that? I mean, we
Yeah,
just did a story about.
I think it was a fridge though. I think it was
a fridge?
It wasn't a freezer. Yeah, I think it was a fridge.
walk-in.
cooler.
It looked like a freezer though because of that door, but
Well, they have walk-in fridges like
yeah, do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you worked in the industry, and we
Yeah,
have
most kitchens they have a walk-in freezer and a walk-in
Okay.
fridge. Yeah,
Yeah, that was. I was getting ready to say we just did a story about a lady getting locked in the fridge and dying, or the freezer and
Yeah.
dying. So, and we came to the conclusion it doesn't take very long to kill you when you get locked in this.
yeah. Because when he was like, "I hope you freeze to death," or whatever. I was looking at some of the stuff on the shelf. I was looking at. It. I think it was like refrigerated stuff. It wasn't
Okay,
frozen stuff.
excellent. So we know that that was feasible.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, Jeremy Allen White, man, he's so good, and he was great in. What's the
Shameless?
Shameless. He was great in that, and he's taking his acting career to the next level with this.
I didn't watch Shameless, but
Shameless is fucking great.
Oh,
man.
Shameless is really good.
You'll watch Shameless, and you'll be like, I went to school with a bunch of people like this. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, everybody is great in this, and the dude that plays his cousin, is it Eben Moss Baccarat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but he was great, man.
He was in the first season of The Punisher.
Was he really?
Yeah,
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was the guy who had the information. He was in hiding.
I like the fat dude that's always doing all the work.
He's like the maintenance guy.
Yeah, the maintenance guy. But I like
I
how.
saw he's like a real life chef.
Yeah, he's a chef.
Is he?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maddie Maths.
Interesting little fact
Maddie
for you.
Matheson.
He's like a
nailed.
semi-famous chef too. I think.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
like FAK. They call him FAK, F-A-K. That's his name in the show.
Okay.
Well, I love Oliver Platt as Uncle.
Yeah, he was
Uncle
so good
Jimmy.
in this. Yeah, Oliver Platt was really good.
Shut the
in this.
fuck up, Richard.
Oliver Platt was really good. Yeah, I really dug it. And, I don't know all these people by their name. I have IMDb up right now, and I'm like looking through. But a great show, great season. It's my only complaint about this year was there was a couple episodes where it was really stressful, and it really made me stress out. And
But I think that was the point of them too.
yeah,
too,
well, I don't want to be stressed out when I watch TV.
I liked the first season better just because we saw more of the issues, him trying to fix the restaurant, and then just going haywire more than this season where you see more backstories.
Yeah.
But it's still fantastic either way.
Yeah, I think it's like the shows that can elicit those like emotions from you. I think that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, well, they succeeded on the Christmas episode. I was like, I got to turn this off. I can't. Like, I'm trying to watch this and unwind. I try to watch an episode or two before I go to bed, and I don't want to watch people like getting stressed and yelling and slamming shit for that was a longer
Yeah, it
episode.
was like an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is too. I got to turn this off and unwind and try to go to bed. I can't be this hyped up going to bed.
John Barenthal throwing forks.
Yeah. That was another great scene in there. He was like, don't you fucking throw that again, motherfucker. Yeah. But what was it? Our boy from Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
He played the stepdad, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what he was.
Bob
didn't,
Odenkirk.
but yeah, I don't even know who he
I
was.
totally forgot about him in there.
Well, just like Uncle Jimmy, like, is he like a loan shark or something? Like, that's how it portrays.
He's some business guy that Yeah, I'm taking it that he's involved in certain
I thought he was.
things.
I thought he was, like when you first see him, like I thought he was gonna like get some like mafia shit. Like
Yeah,
he was,
that's the feel the vibe of him.
You kind of think he was gonna go one way, but then he kind of had more compassion than I expected him to have. But because
it seems like he's rooting for them, but he's like, if it all fails, I'm going to make my money back selling this place.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is. He's like, I'm rooting for you, but when you fuck up, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, make me proud.
Jamie Lee Curtis did do good in this couple episodes. That's tough acting that way and being all stressed out and emotional like that. That right there that's probably her best piece of acting.
Yeah, it's up there.
Way better than what she did in what she won an Oscar for and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's showing her acting chops off this past couple of years.
She get an award for that.
She should get like an Emmy or something. Yeah. Is the Emmys do the shows, right?
Yeah, they just came out with their nominations just like a couple days ago.
Oh, and she's probably not on there.
Oh, she's.
We should check that out and see who got nominated because that would be
that would be cool.
I know Jeremy Allen White got nominated.
Oh, as he should. Yeah. He's been phenomenal in that show. It's so sad that Mr. PBS hasn't watched any of it and he can't talk about it.
Sorry.
It's a great show. Yeah,
he would rather watch the same fucking 1920 movies over again than enjoy some of this great, phenomenal entertainment we have nowadays.
Too busy out there on the high seas being a captain now.
Let's say I have a list. Did you have a certain one? They have best drama, best actor in a drama.
Why don't you just rattle a few off for us?
Let me see here. Okay,
create some content for us.
Yeah, we'll go. So
Yo, cousin.
Yo, cousin.
Yo, cousin.
Fuck you, cousin.
Yo, cousin, read that list off.
Best drama series. So we have Andor, Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, fantastic. Succession, I know that's your show. The White Lotus and Yellow Jackets, which I know is your show as well.
Those are all phenomenal
I hope
shows.
Better Call Saul wins. This is like their last chance for it. So.
Yeah, dude. And that last season was really good.
Amazing. Yeah,
it was really good.
And then let's do best actor. So Jeff Bridges, the old man. That was fucking
he's
killer.
not going to win for
I know,
that.
but that was a good show. Brian Cox, Secession. Kieran Culkin, Secession. Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
See, Bob needs an award to his mantle.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeremy Strong from Secession. So 3 guys from Secession.
And Sarah Snook's nominated too.
Did you say Jeremy Allen White? Did I miss that?
No.
He's not on for best actor?
For best actor in a drama series now.
Oh, wow.
No, it's in not that. I think it's in a different category.
Okay.
Comedy or whatever.
Really? That seems more like a drama to me.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, but I think that's how it's since it's like a half-hour show or something. It's weird how you do those classifications.
Kind of like how they group comedies in with musicals now.
Yeah.
So
That's weird.
yeah, for Oscars or whatever.
Okay. Best actress, we have Sharon Hoare.
Sharon Hoare?
Sharon Hogan. That's her name. Bad Sisters. Melanie Linsky from Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
Oh, she was great in that, dude.
Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale. Bella Ramsey, The Last of Us. Carrie Russell, The Diplomat. I
gotta watch The Diplomat, man. I'm almost like to the point where I could just cancel my Netflix right now and just watch Apple TV for the next 3 months.
And then Sarah Snook from Secession.
Yeah.
Is that Shiv?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, Best Supporting Actress, Best Comedy Series. Abbott, Elementary.
Great show.
I haven't watched it yet.
Barry. The Bear.
Yep.
Jury Duty.
See, the Bear's in comedy, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's not a
Have you guys watched Jury Duty yet?
No, I've heard about it.
I've watched like a couple episodes of it.
From Sonic. What's his name?
Yeah, he played Cyclops in what?
He's watched Jury Duty.
Did you like it? Okay. Yeah, but that guy from Sonic's in it, and he's like, I'm kind of famous, and nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Okay. Only Murders in the Building. I watched like a few episodes and I like that, but I don't know about comedy. Ted Lasso. And then Wednesday is like for best comedy.
Yeah, see,
That's fucking.
that's not a comedy to me.
Right.
It's like they don't have another category. So
Right. You got
It's not a drama, but it's not a comedy, so they're gonna throw it in something.
Let me see here. They also have Best Actor in a comedy series, Best Actress in a comedy series. Let's do Best Actor. So Bill Hader for Barry, Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, Jason Segel for Shrinking, Jason Sudeikis, is that right? Ted Lasso? Sudeikis, whatever. And then Jeremy Allen White, the Bear.
Okay.
So he's in that for.
Ooh, he's got some tough company there.
Yeah.
I've heard some decent things about Shrinking. That's the one that Harrison Ford's in, too.
Yeah, it looks good. I really want to watch the show with Seth Rogen on Apple TV. And what's her face that they did those 2 comedy movies together? The brunette chick.
I know you're talking about, like, it's something like Friends or something, or I'm looking at it.
Hold on.
Now.
Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it?
Seth Rogen.
It's a fight to the finish. Robzilla's little fingies is rolling. He's throwing.
I can't fucking concentrate because you're talking to me.
It's called Platonic.
Platonic? Okay. Well, they were best friends, I think, and they reconnect. Is what it is.
Yeah, but they did 2 movies. Rose Byrne.
Oh, Rose Byrne. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they did those. They did Neighbors together. Neighbors 1 and 2, where they were married and they buy that house next. Yeah. She's so hot. Though,
Besides For All Mankind, I think you'll like what I just told you about earlier. What was it?
The show with what's his face from Party Down.
Yeah.
Severance.
We were talking about Severance the other day.
You'll like Severance.
Yeah. I hear that show has all kinds of turmoil, and they don't know if they're going to get another season in because people don't get along. And
really, yeah. I hope they do. They really need to because the way it ended. Like,
let's hope it does, especially if it's as good as you say it is.
Yeah.
So we've done all that. We've talked about. So if you had to give The Bear season 2 a 5-star rating, what would you give it?
I don't know, 4.
I say 4.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I would say 4.
Is it because there's like more of the stressful episodes where you're like, you don't really need it probably to
way to just copy Robzilla's rating.
Yeah. Well, no, I would give it a 4.5 if it wasn't for that stressful episode. It really, I just turned it off and didn't come back to it for a few days after
I had to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Is it more or less stressful than Uncut Gems?
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
That's
I still need to see Uncut Gems, but I'm told it's very stressful.
I didn't feel like it was stressful to me because I knew he was a fuck up and I knew he was going to get into these crazy situations. But I just can't stand seeing people argue and yell and scream back and forth at each other. Like that shit stresses me out.
Yeah.
And I had to turn it off because
got some childhood trauma there, Sleazy.
I guess so. Something. It just triggered me, and I was like, I got to get this shit off the TV. I just don't like when I relax. I just want to relax. I don't want to be watching something like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that kind of stressed.
Yes. And I'm like, because then you start taking sides like that fucking bitch.
Well, what was it? When you played The Last of Us, you had to turn it off sometimes too because it's got kind of stressful and kind of.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
in that game,
yeah.
That part 2, man, that shit had some crazy parts in that game. You're like, what the fuck, man?
Got Sleazy fixing up a Jack and Coke.
You're gonna need one after this episode.
Well, it'd be a rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke.
Captain and Coke.
Excuse me.
Or Captain and 7-Up. So, but okay, so we're done talking about the Bear. Obviously,
The Bear.
We all give it a solid 4.
Yep.
It really is a staple of television right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm surprised that it got a second season like really quick too.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're not working right now, but that's the thing, dude. How we're all going to be so screwed next year. We don't have nothing to talk about next year.
They dropped all that on Hulu, right? Unlike first season was on FX weekly or whatever.
It's still on FX now, but they put it on Hulu also.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of surprised that it was all on there because I was like, I thought this was a week-to-week show, and then it was.
That's why I was like, they're
like
all
2
on
days
there?
after it came out, I get this message from Rob. I'm done watching The Bear.
Brownie and I watched The Bear.
We did.
We're gonna watch it again.
I was trying to feed Brownie, and I got a solid 3 episodes in by the time he ate his meal.
Mm-hmm. It was cold as shit, but
we were giving each other insulin shots and watching The Bear.
Mm-hmm.
See,
with this little paw.
if there's ever a dead period in on content, I'll be okay because I have a lot to catch up on.
Right.
Yeah.
You almost hope the strike goes on a while.
Yeah.
So you can catch up with everything.
I hope people get their money, but I got a lot of.
Let me get through some of this. Let me get through the
They
backlog.
really have
Give me the winter time.
They really have just kept churning things out, and it's just like, ugh.
Well, they've built such an unsustainable model because like Netflix is that's what their whole business was based on, was just
Keeping
making
you
content, and
engaged,
it's
yeah.
constantly like that. There's no way that's sustainable.
With TV, you knew this was coming up in the fall. You knew this was coming up at the spring, and then you knew summer shows were coming back.
yeah,
So
You only had one episode a week to watch the show.
Yeah,
You could watch
yeah.
multiple shows at
exactly.
once.
Yeah.
the people are just consuming so much nowadays.
All you work from home assholes that sit and watch your TV while you work.
Right.
No, I don't do that.
Sure you
I
don't,
do
Rob.
not do that.
No, Rob doesn't leave the house after he gets off work and consumes everything until he goes to bed.
Exactly.
You just
Guys,
you,
I can't leave.
you call up Rob and he's like, "Hello, my name is Robzilla. I can help you." And you just hear in the background like, "Yeah, I need a." And you just hear him giving Brownie the shot.
Yeah.
What was that? Nothing. I'm okay. Okay, how can I help you today?
I'm just giving my dog an insulin shot right now.
He was
As
he was
as
told?
he
as
was
he
having
stares at me with his dead eyes.
he was having a seizure for a moment and peeing on the carpet. It's okay now. Thank you for your concern.
Please kill me. Rob's like, no.
I don't want to die, Jerry.
Brownie, I need you to live a couple more years. That's 2 years of excuses.
You gotta make it to the wedding. You're gonna be our ring bearer.
That motherfucker be growling at everybody.
If you could get sick on the wedding day so I don't have to go.
Great.
When is your wedding, by the way?
The 30th of September.
Are you really going to go?
When am I really
you
gonna
gonna
fucking go? Kind of a fucking what? Are you gonna take my place then?
No, I'm not getting married.
No.
You'll have to be the one to announce it. Rob cannot be here today. He's at home with a dog.
We're gonna be a little delayed.
So are you going to make that dog walk down the aisle with like the rings
No.
attached to his head or something?
No.
So are you guys doing Band of Honor and Best Man?
No.
Why not?
Don't need to.
I want to give the ring to you.
You want to get the ring to me?
Yeah.
Well, you can do it.
Well, I'll take off actually.
I know.
Like, you're not doing this, Rob.
That's my Rob. My
I'm gonna pull out the Saving Silverman fun chart. Like, this was my fun before you met Tracy, and here's my fun level now that you've met Tracy. It's exceedingly dropping every year. What do you think about that?
It's funny.
It counts as one chip.
If
I haven't
you
seen
get-
that movie in so long.
Oh,
Was it Saving Silverman?
It's like one of the best comedies ever made. I'll say that. Give me a Big Montana. I wish Arby's still had Big Montanas.
They do. It's just not called a Big Montana.
It's a large roast beef,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Was it like? They're doing like hand signals. He's like, I don't only know the Army signals, not the Navy signals, or something. Or I knew the Air Force, but not the whatever. He's
I
like,
have it
get
on DVD at home.
downstairs.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Didn't he get like butt implants?
Yeah, she made him get.
Yeah.
She made him get butt implants because she didn't like
Like
his
you
ass.
see him lift up his cheeks and then like put it in. He's like, it's like so gross.
I love when they finally kidnap her and they're like trying to get him over her, and they put what do you call it, electric shocks on his chest, and they tell him to go out with that girl that he had a crush on in high school, and every time that he says Meredith's name, is that her name, Meredith?
I don't remember.
It's something like that. But whatever he says his ex-fiance's name, Steve Zahn is supposed to shock him so he doesn't say it. And there's a part where Steve Zahn's like up in the VIP section, and they're like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." And he's like, "I pay good money to be up here, sir." And they show the guy like beating him up, and he's like punching the shock move. And there, Jason Biggs is out on the dance floor dancing. He's every time he's shocking, he's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, "You got moves." But he eventually sets the bar on fire, and you're like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Man, I forgot how good
That movie is so freaking.
was. It
so
Jason
freaking
Biggs,
good.
Steve Zahn, and Jack Black, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amanda Peet. And that's when she was kind of big.
Yeah, she was kind of like up and coming, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah.
But phenomenal movie. I remember we went and seen that in the theater.
Yeah, we did.
And then it took forever for it to come out on DVD.
Well, I mean that they did it all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
back then they
anyways,
didn't rush stuff out,
Yeah.
so it was just a matter of when they could get it going, I guess, if it wasn't a big movie. But phenomenal movie. Okay, so we got to talk about Mission Impossible 7. Enough of us going off the side.
Off the script.
Yeah. What are you over there talking about? You'll be fine. We're not going to spoil anything for you. You just sit there and keep being the mouse you are. Okay, so Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1. We went and saw this last night at the theater and encountered a very strange man in my seat. But
Possibly Tom Cruise.
Yeah, with a mask on. But, the cast is back once again for another Mission Impossible. I guess Tom Cruise says he's going to make these as long as he's able to.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Until
Until one of these stunts ends him.
Until he kills himself.
Says he wants to be like Harrison and make him till he's 80.
Yeah. Hey, keep as long as they're entertaining. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I like all the Mission Impossible movies, but I never want to watch them over again. Because, I mean, obviously they are getting longer. This was 2 hours and
49 minutes.
49
Damn near
minutes.
3 hours. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
It's like a John Wick
He
and Lord of the Rings movie.
he saw John Wick 4 and said, "I will not be beat."
Yeah. Yes.
Fuck you, Keanu.
Your mission, should you choose to accept, is to watch Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 without using the bathroom.
I succeeded.
I did not. I had to get up with an hour left, and I was like, I gotta go.
I cheated because I didn't have any liquid, so.
Yeah, I think Rob was starving himself and not drinking so he can make it through the movie.
That's how it was.
It's like, I will not be the weak link in this chain.
Not tonight.
I was like, are you sure you don't want to get anything before you go in there, Rob? The theater can get kind of hot sometimes.
He's like, are you positive? Are you sure? I'm like, I'm okay.
The theater was kind of hot.
It was
a little
stuffy.
muggy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to see that. The deep state was out to get us.
The last few times I've been in that theater, it's been warm in there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because we sit all the way in the back.
Could
the
be.
heat
I don't
rises
know.
and all that a little bit.
But so the plot to this Mission Impossible is there's an AI system.
Tom Cruise versus the algorithm.
Yeah, Tom Cruise versus an algorithm.
Aren't we all against the algorithm?
The what did they call it?
The entity.
The entity. Yes, the entity. But if there's one thing you can count on with Tom Cruise movies, or
We've maybe lost a picture. Maybe.
no, we're still here.
All right, we're good. We just lost the TV.
Yeah. So if there's one thing you can count on, I don't know. We may not be in there.
There we go.
Yeah, there we are. We're there. Okay, so there's one thing you can count on. Why is it always something? It's always something. But anyways, okay, so one thing you can count on from Mission Impossible movies, a shitload of action, a great espionage story, and Tom Cruise doing absolute bonkers stunts.
I gotta say, I think this one was a little less bonkers in some ways than the other one. I mean, he did for real fly a motorcycle off a cliff and parachute or whatever. So that's still pretty insane.
Yeah.
But you can think of the Burj Khalifa or whatever, doing his acrobatics up on that, and the one where he was it the last one, Fallout or whatever, where he's on the side of the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah, that was. And he was just kind of harnessed on the side, I think.
Right.
You see those camera shots to make sure it's Tom Cruise doing these stunts.
This is the real Tom Cruise doing
Yeah.
this. No stunt man.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said, this one wasn't as crazy. Remember the one? What was the one where they're in Dubai and he's running down the building?
Right. Right.
That shit was
that
crazy.
Ghost Protocol?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But one thing that was crazy in this one, there's a scene in a train.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, woo, this is some shit right here. But
it was unrelenting. It was just
Yeah. Talking about anxiety.
this, Tom Cruise is not lying when he says he makes movies for you to see on the big screen.
Yeah.
This is a movie you need to experience on the biggest screen possible and the best sound system possible. It's just not going to do you justice to, rent this at the theater at home or wait until it's on Paramount Plus or Amazon Prime. You need to go out and see this movie. And I mean, listen, man, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, the usual cast, they're all great in this movie.
Yeah.
And you add Haley Atwell in with this. So those of you
She was awesome. Yeah.
She was fucking off the hook good in this.
Race.
Yeah.
I like it because
Great.
sometimes Tom Cruise has chemistry issues with the lady.
Yeah.
Same maybe most of the time.
Yeah,
Because he's crazy.
But they had really good chemistry in that movie. I thought that was
Yeah,
really good.
they looked like you actually believe the relationship that they had.
Well, I think where they mess up is when they Tom Cruise does not seem like a romantic person. So
No.
when the relationships are romantic, you're a little bit like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when they're like, friends and, working together as part of a team, that's like, okay, I can buy
Or
that.
is it just that we all know Tom Cruise is crazy and he can't have a relationship in real life?
That
So
might be it too.
Well, I thought
without controlling the person?
Yeah.
in Maverick, like Maverick was a pretty good romantic
Maverick was good.
relationship for
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. But I couldn't tell you the last one before that
Yeah.
where I really believed he was like in a relationship with the other character.
Do you think that was more Jennifer Connelly, like
Could be.
selling
Could
it
be.
for him?
Yeah.
I think Jennifer Connelly's that good.
Oh yeah.
But now Haley Atwell was awesome, man. And for those of you that don't know her, that's Agent Carter from Captain America, and then the Agent Carter series.
Okay, I
And then
didn't think about
she was actually in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, so she has a little cameo in that. But man, this Mission Impossible was good.
Didn't even mention Henry Czerny's back
No,
Oh yeah.
Kittredge.
Kittredge, yeah.
from Mission MI1.
yeah, I did not mention
Lots of connective tissue between the MI1 and this one.
This one, like we said, it's a little less crazy, but it's almost a throwback to that first
Yeah.
one. There's a lot more kind of like little spy scenes.
Yeah, even going back, like they had to use a lot of analog technology versus
Yeah.
like the stuff they had to use, like a lot of that stuff was kind of brought back. So it really was kind of a full
because
circle
the
thing.
And I have to mention Shea Wiggum, man.
Right.
He was fucking
Robzilla.
great.
What else has he been in? Look up Shea Wiggum so we can talk
Shea
about him
Wiggum.
again. Because
Hey, I already got it on IMDb.
I was trying to give Rob something to do.
No, he's not going to beat me on
That's
this one.
okay. But we were talking about him after the movie. And he's really good in it for his part, and he'll definitely be in part 2. Did you feel like they're setting up like sidequels on this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they're introducing more.
Certainly, Haley Atwell could do her own
Yeah.
Mission Impossible movies. I think because what kind of, I got that feeling.
I felt like they were going to make Shea Wiggum like part of the team eventually, or some sort, because he kind of turned the curve, at some point in the movie.
He hasn't been in any of the other movies, right? Because we don't
No.
really. His character is after Ethan Hunt. You might say he hates Ethan Hunt,
Yeah.
and they don't really tell you why, other than he's just he's like the police basically going after
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt.
So Shea is from Take Shelter. What he's known for on IMDb is Take Shelter from 2011, Splinter from 2008. Which, if you don't know that, that's where
that's a cool movie.
He holds a couple hostage in a gas station, and there's like a creature that's coming all. Is it creature? Or?
It was some kind of like a fungus.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's
It's
something
like
with
something
splinters
weird.
or something that comes after people. It's weird.
and it kind of takes over the body and like distorts them.
Wrist Cutter's a love story. See, I don't know him from that either.
I know of the movie, but I don't.
Nonstop. I vaguely remember him in that Liam Neeson movie, and he was in Righteous Gemstones recently. Spider-Man Across the Universe, Across the Spider-Verse. George Stacy, and Waco: The Aftermath is something new he was in. Perry Mason. What else we got? He was in The Gray Man. Ooh, Six's father. Let's see here. Let's go. He was in the Fast 9, the Fast Saga. He was in Joker, Detective Burke.
He was in Vice Principals.
Yes, that he was. And I remember him most from, what was the HBO show with...
Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, he was in Boardwalk Empire. He played Eli Thompson. True Detective, too, in 2 episodes in 2014. And he was in Wolf on Wall Street. So American Hustle. He's in tons of stuff, man. He's that guy. You'll recognize him.
Yeah. That's what you said before, that you just look, I'm like, okay, I've seen a bunch of stuff, but you don't know who he is. And
Right,
it just
right.
hits you.
Um,
Well, I like the second villain, Gabriel, S.A. Morales.
Morales. Yep, he's good.
Oh, yeah, he's fantastic. He was in the first season of Ozark. Man, he was awesome.
so I haven't ranked this on Letterboxd yet. But
I haven't either. I'm going to give it a 4.
man, it is a solid action movie, solid spy movie. Like I said, man, Tom Cruise is he saving the movie industry one movie at a time?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Like, it was kind of like probably I can't remember each movie like tremendously, but it was probably the most funny of the.
It was
Yeah,
definitely some
a lot more
I
humor in
noticed that they put a lot of humor in this
Yeah.
one. a lot of humor, and I don't really remember there being a whole lot of humor in any of the other
Not like
Mission
this,
Impossible
yeah.
movies.
And it's not over the top humor. It's just like kind of like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, just situational stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
I got to say, you ready for the kind of hot take? I don't think I liked it as much as I liked the last couple. It's
Really?
good. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I didn't like it quite as much.
I think I liked it better than the last one, and the last one I felt like I didn't like as much as the other one.
I love was Fallout the last one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked Fallout a lot.
that's the one with Henry Cavill, right?
Right.
Henry Cavill. Yeah,
Is it Cavill or Cavill?
I think it's Cavill.
Cavill.
I always say Cavill.
Oh, I've heard people say that too. So.
But yeah, I think my only like thing I didn't love was the like going into it knowing it was a part one. Like I kept on waiting for it to like okay, this is where it's gonna end, and it was like okay, it didn't end there. And I'm like okay, this is where it's gonna end, and then it didn't end there.
It did end in a
It
good
is a whole
way.
movie.
No,
It's its own movie.
Yeah.
it is. But like I kept on like
It doesn't
trying to
really-
anticipate where the end is.
It doesn't really end, and you're like, "Fuck! Where's the rest of the story at?"
Well,
So I agree.
Like
It
Infinity
didn't-
Wars, like what the fuck?
It did end better than I thought it would. Like I thought it was gonna be some like cliffhanger,
Yeah.
and like, but it really was like a pretty like complete movie in its
Yeah.
own. Like I think it had 3 acts, and it was still a movie. So in that respect, I liked it, but I just kept on trying to like predict where the end of the movie was gonna be, and like I'm coming like. How long is this? I had no idea how long the movie was, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
it just kept on going, and I was like, I had no problem because I didn't. A lot of times, if you've been to movies, long ass movies, I fall asleep in sometimes, and but this one kept me entertained the whole movie, so I enjoyed it.
I wouldn't know. I was on the other side of you, so
Yeah.
complete other side. I was in the dipshit seat. So
I say I kind of didn't like the way it looked. This is the first one that was shot all digitally.
really, I didn't know that.
I kind of noticed. I don't, like the scene where he jumps off the cliff on the bike. It looked kind of fake to me.
With the little cliff that
and
you can
I
tell.
I feel like if it was on film, it probably would have looked better. But there's definitely some scenes in there, like when he has the little alleyway fight. You probably couldn't have got a film camera in there, so it would have had to have been digital. So there's certainly reasons for them doing it, but I don't know. I feel like it gave the whole movie almost has a slightly different feel to it. Then, like I said, I liked the last couple. I think more than this one, and maybe that's part of it. Is I didn't like that feeling,
Well, I didn't like
and
it.
part of it was the look.
Well, when you mentioned like the alley, because I don't like. You can tell the way it's shot, kind of funny, but then I don't like the shakiness,
Right.
And the cutaway. And I'm like, I just don't like that. I think we get spoiled when you have like
I don't
long
like
out.
your face.
I don't like your attitude today, sir. You've been on
No one
attitude
cares.
lately.
Pipe
You're,
it down.
you don't
you're
care.
very
I'm
shaky
letting you know.
right now.
Well, I'm
I did
pissed
like,
the
like I
fucking
said,
TV went out on us.
I did find the humor a little jarring, just maybe because I wasn't expecting it. Like you say, it's not bad or anything, but it's just different. You're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I thought the humor was a good touch for this. It lightened up the movie in certain scenes.
Yeah, I think the like because there's a lot of stuff in Mission Impossible. You're like, it's just like you're kind of along for the ride, and I think it kind of helps that like it's like it acknowledges what it is. Like it's Mission Impossible. It's its own thing. It's not. I mean, it's like real life, but it's not.
I do. I like I said, I like the throwback. This one's a little more, spying kind of stuff. The whole scene in the airport. It's not like a big action scene or anything, but it's just good.
Yeah, it was
It's
really good.
thrilling. It's got there's a whole
And they add in, technology and
Just
stuff like
enough.
that too. Yeah, nothing crazy, but you could be like, "Oh, that could happen,"
Well, I liked a lot of the pickpocketing.
Right.
Yeah, that stuff was
sleight
cool.
of hand. Now that was pretty
he
cool.
didn't,
to
he didn't use a lot
intricate
of like gadgetry in this. Like there was a lot
Right,
of, like,
right.
those-
it was very much about like what are you seeing versus not seeing.
yeah.
And
I thought that was pretty cool.
the few fights that were in this were really well choreographed.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the girl who played
It's
Mantis,
Yeah.
Palm Clementif, I believe it's
Something like
pronounced.
that.
yeah. She was really good.
Oh yeah,
She's up and coming. She's in a bunch of stuff here lately.
she can kick me in my face.
Oh, we know that's your type all the way, right there, brother.
It's this fetish of getting kicked in the face.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
house me, baby.
I'm definitely giving it a solid 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Letterboxd, yeah, 4.
So, which is that is the average score for it.
That's probably the average. That's probably what I'd give most Mission Impossible, at least
Yeah.
a 4.
Yeah.
I do got to say, the first one is still my favorite.
I was just getting ready to say that. Like
It's
the
iconic.
first one is just so great, man. And
It's sort of the last of like the Cold War paranoia type
yeah.
movies like that. And you got to think, you think about all those big set pieces we've talked about already. but like how the scene in the CIA locker room where he's just like against the floor and whatever,
Yeah.
like that was everywhere. That was parodied all over the place.
Yeah.
That scene was big.
Yeah.
And it's not particularly that crazy of a scene.
Where he's starting to sweat, and you can see the bead of sweat coming down and almost hitting it.
Right.
That was
catch
it. And we didn't even talk about the opening scene of this movie is like kind of like a throwback to like
submarine.
the submarine,
Yeah.
Hunt for Red October, and all those movies. Like that was like this is like it was
That's
nothing
intense,
like
too.
nothing like a normal like opening like a.
They haven't made a good
Tear
submarine
off.
movie in
I know,
forever.
and I love that's some of my all time favorite movies are submarine. Like U-571 is way up on my
That
my
Crimson
favorite
Tide.
Crimson Tide, and Hunt for Red October. They're three of my favorite movies ever. And
More of a down periscope
just-
kind of guy.
I was as soon as I saw the opening scene, I was down for this movie. So.
I just rewatched The Hunt for the Red October, probably in the fall or late last summer, and I didn't like it as much as I
no
used
way.
to. I was like, Sean
So
Connery was kind of blowing it for me, and I was like, But
I watched Crimson Tide. It was the last sub movie I watched again, and
I've watched it pretty recently.
it's great.
Did it hold up for you?
Which one? Well, both. They're both. I still love Hunt for Red October. I love Crimson Tide.
Yeah, for some reason, The Hunt for Red October just doesn't hold up like it used to for me. But
Crimson Tide is U-571's really good. That's
I don't know if I've seen that. I've seen it before,
I've seen
but it's been a
parts of
while.
that. Yeah, I don't really remember.
Crimson
it a
Tide is
whole
probably
lot.
my favorite because Denzel is awesome.
Denzel, Gene Hackman.
That's the one. That's the one I always enjoy.
They've all got tons of people in little roles that you know. Like, oh, I know that guy. I know that guy. I know that guy.
That's the one where him and Gene Hackman
Yeah.
are arguing over the command code or the command keys and stuff.
Right.
Whether
that
they fired
one
a
was-
missile or not.
Tony
Yeah.
Scott.
That's some fine acting right there.
Yeah.
From what I remember. Anyways.
Something about dudes and submarines. I do like. I don't know. I was trying to look it up and see like how intentional some of those references are, because I don't know. It was obviously the submarine. You almost think that has to be a Hunt for Red October reference in a way. The way they go from like talking in Russian and using the subtitles to talking in English.
Yeah.
There's a shot of Tom Cruise when he's driving his bike, and he kind of jumps over a wall, and you got to think, maybe is that a reference to The Great Escape, or is it just him jumping over a wall?
I think it's just Tom. Like, let's do something fucking crazy.
It could
Tom
very well
fucking
be.
Cruise.
You think he was bored on set one day and he was like, I must jump over the fucking wall.
It's like, Chris, get this.
I really think that's probably how he is. Like, you know
Oh,
what? I'm
yeah.
going to do this crazy ass shot.
He goes skydiving all the time.
Yeah.
So it's.
Well, I saw an interview. He said he just does random things that he thinks that might that he likes to do and that might be in movies.
I just want to know when he's going to space. So.
I don't know.
We're waiting on.
All right. So we've got one last segment that we're going to talk about. And this was the Variety
From Variety. I think it just came out today.
50, was it 50 the best action movies?
50 of the best action movies of all time, maybe?
Of all time.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. The 50 best action movies of all time.
Give me Commando.
All right. You ready for this, Lando Calrissian? Or
Calrissian.
Calrissian? Can't speak.
Take notes. You need to watch all of these.
Yes.
Should I just sit over there where the skeleton is?
You're fine, buddy. You're fine where you're at. You can see the TV, right? Yeah, you're good. Okay, so at number 50, we had The Spy Who Loved Me, some James Bond. Look at
That's
that.
I mean, that's a good one, but I don't know. Top 50, there's a lot of great action movies out there.
Yeah. All right, 49, Top Gun Maverick.
2022.
Top 50, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Good movie. Action movie? Air quotes?
That's my question was like, is it really an action movie? I mean, I don't know how you.
There's action near the end.
Yeah, I mean, there's a dogfight there
yeah.
towards the end.
Good movie, best action 50. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
All right, number 48, The Fugitive. Oh, that's such a good
That's a
fucking
classic.
movie.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
Another one. Great
They
movie.
got my wife.
Action
I
movie?
don't
Sort of, kind
care.
of.
I don't. Can you do 50 of the greatest action movies? I don't know if I can name 50 action movies
You
right off
almost
the
have to
bat.
have like subcategories. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's perfect.
I feel like The Fugitive's more of a thriller.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Certainly a great movie.
Vanishing Point, 1971. That'd be right up Mr. PBS's
I don't
alley.
remember even
Is
watching
that
It's too new.
just one of those it's one of those sort of 70s driver movies. That's a
Yeah.
good one. But that's
knew
more of a
it.
car movie than an action movie. But it's a good movie.
I mean, come on, we're putting Hero in it on the.
Okay,
mean,
but that's
like-
probably that's at least an action
Yeah,
movie.
it's an
right?
action movie, but
Yeah.
it's a top. I mean, if you're going to do like subcategories, then you got to put almost every,
Asian
kung fu
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Shaw
and-
Brothers.
Yeah, Shaw Brothers, everything.
Rambo: First Blood.
I
Part
give it
2.
that. Yeah,
this is
come on
definitely
now.
a
That's-
best action movie. The
Is that-
Rambo movies are so fucking good. Look dude, look at those abs, dude. He was in shape for that
Motherfucker's
movie.
cut.
I think I don't remember if it's part 2. I think it's maybe the third one where you can hear him gripping the microphone. And he says, "I'm your worst nightmare.
I'm coming to get you.
All right, so The Day of the Jackal, 1973. This is another PBS
That's
movie.
I mean, again, really good movie. It's about the jackal trying to sneak into France and assassinate Charles de Gaulle or something like that. Good movie, good thriller, action movie.
Is it based on the one with Bruce Willis, the Jackal? Something
That
like
one, the Bruce Willis one, was a remake. It's based on a book.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good movie. Best action, I don't know.
43, The Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's
this
pretty
is a
good.
great
That's
action movie.
Action
A
spy.
movie known for its action.
Yeah.
42, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill,
I
1965.
have no idea. I never seen it.
Exploitation movie, kind of an action movie, I guess.
Got some boobies right there.
Yeah, Russ Meyer. Yep.
Okay.
I definitely would not put that over The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Warriors, 1979.
The Warriors, love The Warriors. I guess that's an action movie. I don't know if top 50, but good.
Oh, this is Rob right
Yep.
here, The Raid.
That's top. Yep, that's top 50.
The Raid's got some great action in
Dude,
it.
top 50. Hands down.
Duel,
I
1971.
don't think I watched it, but I wanted to watch Duel.
Spielberg classic. You know, another kind of horror movie.
This first full-on expression of Steven Spielberg's genius.
Good movie. You should check it out.
He
Action
essentially
movie.
launched his career by directing this legendary ABC movie of the week. Oh, so it was a TV movie.
Yep.
Oh,
I think
didn't
it was
know
a TV movie that was good enough that they did put it in theaters for a little bit.
Did you ever see The Fablemans, by the way?
Still haven't seen it.
Neither have I. Inception. See, I don't know if this is, I would call it an action movie, more a sci-fi movie.
that. Sci-fi
Kind of
thriller?
an actiony movie. Again,
Yeah.
better action movie than
It's a great movie, though.
all the other action movies out there.
Isn't that Jack from
From Titanic.
That's Jack from Titanic, buddy. You got that right.
How old is this little boy? Is this little boy in his 30s? How does he know Jack from Titanic?
How do they
Dude,
know?
this kid is obsessed with the Titanic.
Okay.
Hey, get talking in the microphone real quick. Come up here. So, give us a fact about the Titanic.
Titanic had a fire, but that's not what weakened Titanic's hull. It was actually because only the bottom was double steel, not the sides like the Queen Mary.
Okay.
There you go.
Interesting fact there.
Like a tiny genius.
And,
Put
He
that on
is.
your Jeopardy card.
He loves like he's got this full-blown Titanic model.
Hey, that's good.
Would you go down
Yeah.
the Titan to see the Titanic?
Maybe not in the Titan.
Speaking in the microphone.
Probably not, because I can see it on YouTube.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Perfect answer. Perfect.
there's
This kid is
job.
smart,
This-
isn't he?
that comment
My
alone.
nephew is so smart.
That comment alone has given me hope for the future.
Talking to the microphone.
You don't need to go down to the an 8-day trip down into the ocean when you can literally see it at your house in
4K
2 seconds.
resolution.
Yeah. So, what happened to the people that were on the Titan?
The Titanic?
No, the Titan. The sub
Titan?
that went down to visit the Titanic.
Oh, the sub imploded and they all got crushed.
What they turn into?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
He told me jelly earlier.
He's up
today.
on current events too.
He is. That's my guy right there.
He's giving us hope for the future. A glimpse.
Lando Calrissian. Yep, that's my nephew, ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
All right, so Once Upon a Time in China Part 2.
Yep.
I like how everybody has their movies out of this list. Like
Yeah.
the old ones are for PBS,
Yeah.
and Rob's got the
Obscure Kung
movies.
Fu.
Oh, see, this is right up my alley. Casino Royale, definitely a great action
it's a
movie.
great movie.
That opening scene where he's chasing that dude, oh, awesome. The Black Pirate, 1926.
That's no.
You got me on that one.
Wow.
Oh, you know he's like taking a
He's
mental
writing
note.
it down. Yeah, he's like, this is my
Black
next
Pirate.
movie.
He's going to rewatch this episode just to figure out what it is later on in the week.
Again, nothing wrong with an old action movie, but better than
Fast
some of
Five. Some of the Fast
guess-
movies
I
are
guess they're
pretty good.
action.
Yeah, but I don't know if it should be ranked that high.
better
Not
than The
that.
Fugitive.
No, far from.
What was the thing we were going to start? Better than Love and Thunder.
it. Yeah.
You liked Thor: Love and Thunder? Yeah. All right. Don't let too many people know that. You'll get butchered for that.
Get bullied.
Run Lola Run, 1998. I've never heard of this movie.
This is she's trying to save her boyfriend. It's not exactly a time travel movie, but she keeps running to save her boyfriend and has to keep starting at the beginning. Good movie. Maybe not quite
kind of like a
movie.
Groundhog Day movie.
Groundhog
Sort of,
sci-fi.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Like The Flash.
It's definitely worth watching. There we go.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh,
We're talking now. The
Now we're talking.
Commando. By the way, when you look back at this movie, couldn't they have found a better villain?
I was thinking
Somebody that was in shape and didn't have a beer gut.
Well, you got to
with
think
leather
this
pants.
is what's his name? Scroll down and see if it says. I can't remember his name. Shoot, I can't remember his name right now, but he was the guy. He was in Mad Max Road Warrior. He was the guy with the axeless chaps and the mohawk.
Yeah, he always had the choker on with the guy.
And so he used to look really good. And then for this movie, you can definitely tell he's about 30 pounds more than you'd like him to be.
Yeah.
Especially with that shirt he's wearing.
Yeah,
Those
and that shirt just did not
pants.
have like 80s villain in it.
It looked
at
like
all.
it.
Vernon Wells.
There we go. Vernon Wells.
He looked like he belonged in a
Trailer park.
a special type of bar doing.
He looked like a guy who used to be like a badass.
Yeah.
And now he's just had too many beers. I mean, look at that. Look at Arnold in Commando having this knife fight. Like, do you
with this guy with the drunk fat on his arm. I mean,
right? Look at literally look at Arnold's arm holding that knife, and look at his. You're like, no, Arnold's
Right.
going to take that knife and stab it through this guy's face.
look at Landon sneaking around the camera.
And of course, they have Ray Don Chong.
Yeah,
I love Ray Don Chong.
that's good. I like that.
The Dirty Dozen.
That's I consider that an action film. That's a great film.
We better have Saving Private Ryan on this fucking list.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Yeah, this would definitely be in one of my best action movies.
That it
This scene-
reinvigorated.
This scene right here, I mean, that gives you so much anxiety. Him being on that fucking, because that's like the world's tallest building, isn't it, or something like that?
It was. I don't know if it still is, but
Yeah.
it was.
At the time of this movie, it was a ballsy stunt.
And that's Tom Cruise.
It's still.
It's still a ballsy stunt.
Yeah, I mean that's
that
the
gives
movie.
me anxiety looking at it.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my
The
god.
movie that reinvigorated the whole
Foxy
Mission Impossible.
Brown.
Yeah, Foxy Brown, 1974. That's a PBS right there.
I mean, classic Pam Grier blaxploitation.
Yep.
Better action movie than Commando.
Fury Road. This movie's so good.
Oh, this movie
Definitely,
was shit.
definitely way too far down the list.
This movie was shit.
No, it wasn't. You're
It was-
crazy.
it
This
was
is
shit.
so
Don't-
good.
Just don't
probably-
even argue with him. He doesn't
It's
know what he's talking
Tom
about.
Okay,
Hardy's
okay, so
worst,
at least you know
Tom
that, okay.
Hardy's worst performance he's ever fucking
No
done.
way. You guys are
He is
crazy. This
horrible.
is so good.
What are you doing back there?
He's breaking shit.
Yeah, breaking shit.
He was so angry about your take on Fury Road. He started saying shit.
He slammed my lamp down like, damn you, Uncle E.
You disgust me.
Man, it's like fucking 3 hours of them in the fucking desert blowing up fucking gasoline. I mean, come on.
Sounds amazing.
I prefer
No.
the originals over this.
These weird fucking people. It's just.
Amazing.
I never seen the originals, but I watched this one.
I love the
loved
originals. Originals are more
I just
iconic for me.
don't. This whole world that Mad Max is in just does
John,
not
we're
appeal
starting
to me.
our own podcast. We can't be around these uncultured swine.
Yes.
Police Story, 1985.
I have this at home somewhere
fantastic.
because I think Chet told me to watch this.
Yeah.
This is great. One of my favorite Jackie Chan movies. There's a stunt like within the first 10 minutes. Jackie Chan's a cop and they're going after somebody, and there's like these like shacks on the side of a hill, like poor people live there pretty much, and they like these trucks, these like 5 or 10 trucks and cars go slamming down the hill. It's that. Just watch the first 10 minutes, and it's some of the best action you'll ever see.
There's a scene in this one as well where he gets really fucked up because he leaps onto a pole he didn't know
Yeah.
was electrified, and then he slid it down and burned his hands.
And
And
this
everything.
one where like he runs up something and flips around and gets hurt or something during the filming.
I don't even know.
He
gets
used to
fucked
get
up.
hurt all the
Yeah, he
time
got fucked
because
up
he
all
did
the
all
time.
of his stunts.
You should seek out Police Story if you haven't seen it. It's good.
Yeah, I've seen parts of this, but I've never watched it all the way through.
I've got my Criterion disc on that.
This right
Point
here,
Break.
the staple of action movies, Point Break.
Another
This might
Solid.
be my favorite action movie of all
Better
time.
be hot fuzz on this.
so solid, so
It's one I've seen the
rewatchable.
most. It's one of those movies you like anytime you like flipping channels and it's on, you would just stop and watch it where you
Johnny
pick it up
Utah.
at.
Between this and what's the other Keanu Reeves one where he's on the bus? Speed.
Speed. Oh yeah.
Between this and Speed, this might be my favorite 2 action movies.
Like I think we've talked about it before. I'm pretty sure T2 will show up on the list. But like if you say pick a '90s movie that says this is a '90s movie, Point Break's on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
just
sure, yeah,
I
yeah.
just rewatched T2 the other day, and I reviewed it again on Letterboxd, and I said possibly I said the greatest sci-fi movie ever, and possibly the greatest action movie ever. Because I mean, that movie is just so freaking good, dude.
I
And
think that's probably one of the best sequel movies.
James
ever,
Cameron
too.
was just ahead of his time with some of the shots and angles he did, and I mean the way they did the
We just watched Aliens the other day.
yeah, and I mean everything still holds up to this day.
It does.
It is so freaking solid.
Even the CGI is a little dated, but even it's still like okay. I can
Yeah,
buy
it's
that.
still viable, like you said. Yeah,
So Point Break, classic action movie.
United '93, never seen it.
Certainly not better than Point Break.
Yeah,
No, but
no.
it was good. I liked it.
The fact that I can't take this seriously that this movie is ahead of Point Break.
Oh well, Fugitive being that far back, I don't.
Assault on
Classic.
Precinct
That's
13.
classic.
Classic Johnny Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say
Better action movie than Commando and Point Break. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
But classic.
yeah.
it's
Classic
still
John
classic.
Carpenter.
Oh, Gladiator!
I've never heard of this film. I don't. No comment.
Are you not entertained?
Have you seen this movie, Landon? Okay, because
My man
if you
right
had
there.
if you had seen this movie over PBS, I'd really be giving
We
him
were
shit.
kicking
I'd
Mr.
never hear the
PBS
end
out
of
of
it.
here and putting you on.
Yeah,
Me and we're gonna go watch Titanic together.
it's back on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Netflix was taking shit again because they put it back on right after the Titan blew up.
We need some more money. Put Titanic back on.
I do need to rewatch that. I haven't rewatched it in a long time.
The James Cameron Titanic.
That's right.
Yep.
I remember I had 2 VHS.
Double
tapes.
VHS
Yeah, because it was so long.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour movie, isn't
Yeah.
it? The Wages of Fear, 1953.
This one's another really good one. It's like an oil well catches fire, and these guys got to drive these trucks. They got to take TNT because if you blow up the TNT near the oil well, it sucks up all the oxygen and stops the fire. So they got these trucks, and they got to drive this old TOT that's like TNT that's sweating nitroglycerin. This is really good.
I don't know if I should be impressed or disappointed by it.
This movie is terrific.
Speaking so passionately about this movie.
Now I want to watch it.
It was
So you brought
remade.
up.
It was remade by William Friedkin as Sorcerer in the '80s.
Okay.
And that's another great one. So this one's a French movie, so you got your subtitles. That scares
Okay.
you off. Definitely check out Wages of Fear or Sorcerer. Sorcerer is great. One of
Now
my
you
favorite
know what
movies.
movies he's watching while he makes his spicy chicken nuggets and chocolate milk.
That's right. Excellent movie.
Not watching
Excellent movie.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Better action movie than some of those other
Oh,
ones.
Heat is like probably top 5 for me.
There's some great action in this. You know, they used to, I think it was like the Marines or somebody, they actually used to show the video of Val Kilmer shooting and reloading
Yeah.
as training videos because he
Yeah.
did it so immaculately.
Yeah.
That's crazy right there.
heard that.
Even the table scene of them just talking was fucking
yeah.
phenomenal.
This-
I hear they're making a second one of this
That's
now.
what they said. I think they said it's gonna be like a more of a prequel.
Well,
with like Robert
Director Michael Mann helped write a novel called Heat 2, and part of it takes place before Heat, and I think part of it
okay.
takes place after Heat, and it tells the origin of Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Yet again, I don't know, action movie, air quotes, but definitely great movie
There's
with a
some
lot of great
in it.
action.
There towards the end, they have that big firefight.
Right.
So,
Really,
Told you I'm
really,
not going back.
really great.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah,
Still
that's
never seen
staple.
this one.
Never
It's
have,
it's staple, beautifully shot.
That was a big movie when it came
Chow
out. I
Yun
remember
Fat.
that.
Mhm.
It had a big American draw to it.
That was
so.
like the Asian movie for people who had never heard of Asian movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they put it on.
That's
that,
exactly
basically
what it
is.
was. It introduced a large part of American
Is that
cinema viewers.
Chow Yun
to-
Fat was in that one. Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
had the Green Destiny.
It's on.
it's
there.
got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be Lando.
Explosion. Remember when they drive a car?
Talk into a microphone.
They drive. Remember when they like drive the car into the into the bank? Is what's his name? Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold. He says,
The Last
"I'll
Stand?
be back." Like that's one of the most famous lines. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yep. All right, The Wild Bunch.
Wild Bunch.
1969.
Peck and Paul Western. Really great action. They blow the hell out of a lot of things.
So it's always great then when we blow stuff up.
Ben-Hur, 1959. There are some PBS staples on here.
Yeah.
Again, great movie. The chariot scene, great action. I There needs to be like a definition of action movie on this because
Yeah.
this is all over the place.
Here you go, Lando.
17.
you go.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day at number 17.
Certainly way too far up the list.
Yeah.
Just
There has to be the first Terminator because that probably has the most action. The first Terminator.
You think so? This has got more action than
Yeah.
Terminator 1.
Terminator 1 still has a lot of action.
Okay.
Doesn't feel
This one-
pity.
I think this one. I like this one with like. I like them with like the time travel stuff and like the explosions.
Okay.
Explosions and all the miniguns and all.
He couldn't contain himself over there, so he had to come over here and get ready for this action.
calling my name.
Yeah.
I mean,
love
almost
the action movies.
an almost perfect movie. T2.
Yeah, it really is an almost perfect movie. I think it's one of my 5-star movies on Letterboxd. Coming in at number 16, The Good, the Bad,
Speaking of
and the
5-star
Ugly.
movies, one of my all-time favorite movies right here: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It is a phenomenal movie.
One of the
One of the
greatest,
old movies that I've seen. So
one of the
Yeah,
greatest
classic.
westerns ever. Great Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood just owns the Western genre,
Yeah.
man. He was good.
Certainly deserves to be in the top 50 action movies.
All right, so number 15,
Yes.
we got Hard Boiled.
Italian Fat Baby.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob was like, yes.
John Woo.
Yes, John Woo. Classic John Woo.
Do you think what's it called? Power Rangers is gonna be on here?
No, Power Rangers will not be
Well,
on here.
Very-
the way
very-
this
we're not
list
there
is, I'm
yet.
not surprised.
Very fun movie, but not best action of all
Yeah.
time.
Like the Once and Always.
There's 15
new
movies
movie
left,
that
so
came
we'll
out
see.
this year. The Once and
If it's
Always
on there, I'd
movie
be
that came out
shocked.
this year.
No, probably not.
Mostly about like family and stuff.
Okay.
Family. It's great. Again, great John Woo.
Like the Fast X movie.
Okay. Well, you just interjected yourself right into the
He's
cast,
ready to
didn't
go.
you?
He's ready to go.
Okay, so this was a John Woo movie, obviously. Go ahead, man. Come on, Rob.
It's John Woo.
It's John Woo.
Classic director. I mean, if you enjoyed any of his like old stuff, I mean, he did Face Off. He's just done this staple in the genre, basically.
There's
like
a great
gunfighting.
shootout in the
Yeah.
hospital at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Number 14, The Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938. You know PBS. has
Errol
seen
Flynn. Again, great movie, great action, sword fighting, bows and arrows, all that stuff. Better than T2 action movie. Don't know about that.
this. 13, Kill Bill Volume 1. This is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about right here.
Fantastic.
This was a
seen it.
great movie, great action, lots of body parts being chopped off, lots of blood.
Fantastic.
Uma Thurman at her best. Great movie. Number 12, Goldfinger. Man, it's a lot of James Bond movies on here.
This is one of my favorite Bonds. Maybe my second favorite Bond. This was like the first Bond movie that we think of him today. Good stuff. Not a lot of action in this one in a way. So good. 12th best action movie. I don't know about that.
Yep. All right. So, yes, Speed, number
Speed's up there.
11.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Another like name a 90s movie. Speed.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so 90s.
What a
so
great
good.
villain too, Dennis Hopper too.
Titanic is gonna make it.
No, Titanic is not an action movie, buddy.
At the end, it is when
No.
it like hits the iceberg and stuff.
It's not an
The
action
Titanic versus the iceberg.
Yeah. Who
We're
will
coming
win this
back for
battle?
you, mother.
Maybe there'll be like a video. There is a video like a. There have a.
I think you should probably retire to the couch on that comment, sir. Come here. All right, here, you're gonna sit over here from now. All right. Okay, so Speed, we got at number 11. It's a great movie.
Terrific.
One of my favorite action movies right here.
I showed it to my girlfriend last year or whatever, and she's just sitting on the couch with like her hand on it.
It's
why
intense.
are you showing me this? I'm so stressed out.
Rob, can you see if that's streaming anywhere?
Speed. I believe that's on Netflix.
Yeah, just type it in, and it should say like always to watch.
That's I was thinking Netflix as
Yeah,
well.
I swear I just
Good.
saw it was on Netflix.
Sandy Bullock, Dennis Hopper.
Young Spaniel, yeah.
Man, you're all sweaty. You hot?
He's excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's on topic. He's on point.
Oh, here you go. Number 10, Bullet.
Classic, Steve McQueen, the GT Mustang or whatever he's driving. Great car chase. Top 10 best action. I don't know about that. Top 10 car chases. Sure.
Speed is free on Tubi and Hulu if you have a subscription, and Amazon Prime Video it's to rent, but so Tubi.
Tubi.
Yeah, I knew it was
Okay.
on. Yeah, I saw it recently.
All right, number 9, Seven Samurai, 1954.
Akira Kurosawa. Again, another great one.
Yeah, I think Muzz would agree with you on that one. I think
don't know.
this
Again-
is one of his favorites.
Best action movie. I don't know about that. Great movie. Absolutely. Don't know.
Okay. Okay, number 8, Aliens.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is definitely a top action movie right here.
Jimmy Cameron does it again.
Yeah, James Cameron takes takes a franchise and absolutely takes it to the next level. But yeah, this was a great movie. We actually just watched this again. Papa Flynn had never seen it.
I need to rewatch. I haven't rewatched it in a couple of years.
Yeah, and I think these are all on Hulu, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was watching The Bear today, and like it was like your things to watch next. It was like Aliens 3 or whatever.
I need to watch Aliens 4. That's the last one I haven't seen.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
I saw that one in the theaters.
It was decent.
But back to
I think
Was it better than 3?
It's better than 3, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, 3
'Cause
had-
3 was shit.
Yeah.
It's
That's
different.
That's the next one I have to watch.
But I really like it. Yeah, 3 had a whole lot of problems behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But Aliens, I mean, he took Alien, which was basically sort of like an old dark horror movie, and he turned it into
But
T2. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah,
I just recently watched Alien, and then like last winter, and then I just watched Aliens this past week, and I really liked Alien. I thought it was really, really good. But maybe I don't know which one I like better though. They're different, but
that's always
Yeah.
the debate.
They're two different movies.
That's the movie question. Do you like Alien or Aliens? Do you like T1 or T2 better?
okay.
I think Aliens has a lot more better moments. I mean, obviously, with the Marines and stuff like that, and I think it's just a better. I think it's a better
It's a better action movie.
movie.
Alien is a better scary movie.
Yeah,
Aliens
exactly.
Is a better action
And
movie.
I guess it just
Survival horror,
depends what
basically.
you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could say one's better than the other.
Yeah.
Because I both enjoy them on different levels.
Well, just like you said, subgenres, and that's probably falls in between Alien and Aliens.
Fuck yeah, right here.
The
The
Matrix.
Matrix.
The Matrix.
We were planning to watch it a couple months ago, but
But you haven't seen it, have you? So you can't comment on this. All right.
Call us when you know Kung Fu.
Yep. Another Keanu Reeves just rules the action world.
He does.
So we've got to see John Wick.
Yeah, I said John Wick's got to be on here.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
Number 6, The French Connection, another classic right here.
William Friedkin, Gene Hackman, Roy Scheider. Again, great car chase. Top 6 best action movie. I don't know about that.
We haven't seen Gone in 60 Seconds yet. I mean, but can you say that's action movie or more of a heist
Well,
movie?
I don't think I'd put that top 50. Car chases again.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this list.
It's a very
Yeah.
broad list we're going here.
Oh yeah.
Enter the Dragon. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Robzilla one
Classic.
right here.
Bruce Lee, baby.
Classic Bruce Lee.
I have a confession to make. I've never watched Enter the Dragon.
Fantastic.
Me either.
I've seen parts of. I don't think I've really sat and watched an entire Bruce Lee movie. I've always just seen him in parts.
This is the one to see. If you're gonna
Yeah.
watch one, if you're gonna pick one Bruce Lee, this is the one to see.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't
know what the fuck this thing's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider this action-y, but
looks like Andy.
Yeah, I can't be biased.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones.
Well, I should say I am biased because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a great movie. I think it is a great action adventure movie.
what's your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Oh, it's Raiders.
Raiders? I like the third one.
I
I'm more of a Temple of Doom.
Temple of the Doom was good too.
Rob's got the spicy take. I like it.
I
I just watched this the other day with my nephews,
growing
my
up,
other nephews.
Last Crusade was my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think Raiders is the better movie. But I love Last Crusade. I love Temple of Doom.
Okay.
He's all grabbing his heart. He's like, ah.
Number 3, North by Northwest, 1959. I guess
Hitchcock.
Yeah,
Cary
there
Grant.
we go.
Great movie. Great Hitchcock. Great thriller. Top 50 best action movie.
Well, top 3 at this point.
Top.
I was
3.
going to say the
Die Hard had
words
to
I
be
was just
it.
getting ready to say. We haven't seen Die Hard yet.
Yeah.
Die Hard, 1988. Bruce Willis. This is a classic right here.
Classic.
Christmas movie all the way.
First frame to last frame.
If you say it's not a Christmas movie, you're absolutely wrong.
Don't scroll yet. So what's going to be number 1? I'm going to say Predator.
Predator? We haven't seen John Wick on this list yet.
I don't think we're going to see John
I
Wick.
can't believe John. Yeah, if it hasn't been.
I don't understand how we haven't seen John Wick. And there's just a couple movies
And
that
Top Gun Maverick was on here.
it's not an action movie.
Let's hold on. Let's take a guess for a second. Is it going to be an Arnold movie?
It might be.
If it's an Arnold movie, it's got to be Terminator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it-
feel like Terminator.
They had T2,
4
so
or 5.
I think.
Keanu Reeves has popped up a lot on this
That too,
list.
yeah.
I gotta think it's John Wick.
I just with the way this list is going, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hard to say.
Bullet Train. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, Bullet Train was really good.
It's a fun
Did
movie.
you watch that?
Yeah.
Your parents let you watch Bullet Train?
I've
kidding me?
watched it before. before a couple times.
I'm not going to worry about letting you watch certain things when you come over. Sounds like you get to watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We ready?
I really
It's on
don't
the
know.
TV, we watch it.
Road War. Okay.
The Road Warrior, 1981.
I don't know about number one.
Great action movie though.
In
Yeah.
1979, George Miller's Mad Max was a Hell's
Isn't that
Angels
Mel
movie
Gibson in the
gone
movie?
psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you really got
That's
started.
Mad Max Part 2.
Okay.
Road War.
Yep.
I
Surprising.
maybe
How
a
is
much.
John Wick not on this list, though?
Or Predator.
Yeah, Predator's a great
I mean, he's still-
action sci-fi movie.
Predator, you have to put in top 50, hands down.
Yeah, I feel like, man, if Steven Seagal saw this list, he would be appalled.
Shouldn't Under Siege be in the top 50?
Yeah.
I'd probably
Yeah, I mean, Under Siege, yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, even one of those, like, Above the Law, Under Siege.
Yeah, one of those movies,
Yeah.
he at least deserves a nod at least once.
Yeah, at least Under Siege, at least.
We should all compile our top 50 one day.
He's just a cook.
That'd be just so I could pick 50. I don't know if I could rank them,
Yeah.
but it certainly wouldn't have been. I wouldn't put Maverick, great film. I wouldn't have put Wages of Fear. I wouldn't even put Raiders in. I probably wouldn't put Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in
Yeah,
there.
there has
either.
to be like parameters. Like say, okay, it has to. These are the qualities that you need to.
You have to
be
kill at least
considered
4
a-
people.
Yeah.
There has to be
least 4
1 to
deaths.
2 explosions. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to-
Qualifications be an
yeah.
action movie.
I
Hell,
could-
even Transformers. You can even argue
Yeah,
that.
Transformers.
I could definitely see why.
That first one's a good action movie.
Yeah.
There's lots of explosions.
Lots of explosions. He's a Transformers guy.
Yes.
There you go.
Like
We got
Bad
the
Boys.
we got-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bad Boys
Boys.
is another one. That was a good action movie.
Especially the
another
second one.
another very 90s movie.
The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock was a great action
Dude,
movie.
that's one of the best movies
Was
ever.
there a Michael Bay movie on there?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They must
on
hate
the
Michael Bay.
New Transformers.
Yeah, there wasn't one Michael Bay movie on there.
How you gonna not put The Rock on there? It's fucked up.
Yeah. All right. So that's all we have for episode 162 of the Sleazy Podcast. Hopefully the power doesn't go out while we're trying to end the show this time. So if you're wondering what happened to the last bit of the show last episode, it's because the power went out. And
nature storm.
we couldn't just say this is the end of the show. As always, my call to action is to share the show. I don't care who you share it with. Just share it with one person. From there, they'll listen to it. Maybe they'll like it and share it with another person. That's how we grow. Please remember to like and subscribe this video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Same goes for any social media posts. Just share the show. Just share it. Tell people you're listening to it.
Follow all the social media channels.
Yes. And if you want to, you can just like get on Facebook and be like, fuck Rob. Fuck Robzilla.
That's good too.
Or you can say fuck Sleazy. I don't care.
We love you back either way.
Yeah, we'll get into a nice chat with you, and we'll be very polite about it too.
Should we shout out the YouTube more? I feel like more people
Yeah, that's what I
don't
said.
know that we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we
I
are
feel
on
like we go
YouTube.
through that one.
The Sleazy Podcast. You can look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of episodes. Obviously, our full catalog's not on YouTube. I don't think it ever will be at this point.
I'd like you to go back and keep putting some of those old
Yeah.
episodes on there. Those
I have
were,
to
those were
find
fun
them.
to release. Yeah, that's the hard part. Those were fun to
And
release.
then I have to edit them into a video file and all that. But yeah, I do need to get back into that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for coming out tonight, Papa Flynn. Thank you guys for coming out as always. And special shout out to Lando Calrissian. I can't say that for some reason. It tongue ties me. You got any words to say? Any words of advice? Give us one more fact about the Titanic. Where you go? Right there. Speaking to the microphone.
Titanic broke in half after the second funnel, not the third funnel.
Ooh, there you go. I didn't know that. Did you?
He said, fact check me. I dare you, bro.
All right. And as always, keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.